The United Kingdom, a nation that shaped the modern world. What if one island nation could change the course of human history? A land where ancient castles stand beside glittering skyscrapers, where centuries-old traditions meet cutting-edge innovation, and where ideas born within its shores transformed the world. This is the United Kingdom. Located off the northwestern coast of mainland Europe, the United Kingdom is made up of 4 distinct nations: England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. Together, they form a country with a remarkable history, diverse cultures, and a global influence far greater than its size. For centuries, the United Kingdom has been at the center of some of history's most important events. It witnessed the rise and fall of powerful kingdoms, helped ignite the Industrial Revolution, expanded one of the largest empires the world has ever known, and became home to discoveries that changed science, medicine, literature, engineering, and technology forever. From the timeless streets of London and the dramatic highlands of Scotland to the rugged coastlines of Wales and the green landscapes of Northern Ireland, every corner of the United Kingdom tells a unique story. Today, it remains one of the world's leading centers of finance, education, innovation, diplomacy, and culture. Millions of people visit every year to experience its history, explore its landmarks, and witness a nation where the past and the future exist side by side. But how did this relatively small group of islands become one of the most influential countries on Earth? To answer that question, we must begin at the very beginning by understanding the land itself. The United Kingdom, a nation that shaped the modern world. Part 2: Geography and the 4 Nations. To understand the United Kingdom, we must first understand its geography. The United Kingdom is an island nation located off the northwestern coast of mainland Europe. Although separated from the continent by the English Channel and the North Sea, it has remained deeply connected to Europe throughout history. The country covers an area of approximately 243,600 square kilometers and is home to nearly 70 million people. Despite its relatively small size, the United Kingdom has become one of the world's most influential nations through its history, trade, science, and culture. But what exactly is the United Kingdom? Many people mistakenly believe that England and the United Kingdom are the same. In reality, England is only one of 4 nations that together form the United Kingdom. The 4 nations are England, the largest nation by population and economy. Its capital, London, is one of the world's leading financial, political, and cultural centers. Scotland, famous for its dramatic highlands, ancient castles, deep lochs, and proud traditions. Its capital is Edinburgh, a city celebrated for its history, architecture, and world-renowned festivals. Wales, known for its rugged mountains, beautiful coastline, and rich Celtic heritage. Its capital is Cardiff, blending historic landmarks with modern development. Northern Ireland, located on the island of Ireland, it is known for its green landscapes, vibrant cities, and natural wonders, such as the Giant's Causeway. Its capital is Belfast. Together, these 4 nations share one sovereign government while preserving their own identities, traditions, and cultural heritage. Each contributes something unique to the story of the United Kingdom. Surrounded by the Atlantic Ocean, the North Sea, the Irish Sea, and the English Channel, the UK's geography has shaped its history for thousands of years. Its coastlines encouraged trade and exploration, while its rivers and natural harbors helped build powerful cities that connected Britain with the rest of the world. This strategic location would eventually transform a small island nation into a global maritime power, changing the course of history. The United Kingdom, a nation that shaped the modern world. Part 3. The early history of Britain. Long before the United Kingdom existed, these islands were home to some of Europe's earliest communities. Thousands of years ago, prehistoric people settled across Britain, leaving behind mysterious monuments that continue to fascinate historians and archaeologists today. Among them, none is more famous than Stonehenge, a remarkable circle of massive standing stones built over 4,000 years ago. Even now, its exact purpose remains one of history's greatest mysteries. As centuries passed, Celtic tribes spread across Britain, developing distinct languages, traditions, and societies. Their influence can still be seen today, particularly in Wales, Scotland, and parts of Northern Ireland. In 43 AD, a new power arrived. The Imperial Roman Empire, under Emperor Claudius, invaded southern Britain. Over nearly 4 centuries of Roman rule, roads, forts, towns, bridges, and public baths transformed the landscape. Cities such as London, originally founded as Londinium, began as Roman settlements and grew into important centers of trade and administration. To defend their northern frontier, the Romans built Hadrian's Wall, stretching across northern England. It stood as one of the empire's greatest engineering achievements and marked the boundary between Roman Britain and the lands beyond. When Roman rule ended in the early 5th century, Britain entered a time of uncertainty. New groups, including the Angles, Saxons, and Jutes, crossed the North Sea and established powerful kingdoms. Over time, these kingdoms laid the foundations of what would become England. Beginning in the late 8th century, Viking warriors from Scandinavia launched raids along Britain's coasts. Some came as raiders, while others settled permanently, influencing local culture, language, trade, and governance. Their legacy can still be found in place names and traditions across the country. Then came a turning point that changed English history forever. In 1066, William, Duke of Normandy, crossed the English Channel and defeated King Harold II at the Battle of Hastings. William became William the Conqueror, introducing Norman rule, reshaping England's government, architecture, and legal system, and building many of the castles that still dominate the British landscape today. This decisive victory laid the foundation for a stronger, more centralized kingdom, one that would eventually grow into a nation with influence far beyond its shores. The United Kingdom, a nation that shaped the modern world. Part 4, The Birth of the United Kingdom, 4.30 minutes through 6 minutes. Narration. For much of history, England, Scotland, Wales, and Ireland were not united. They were separate lands with their own rulers, cultures, and ambitions. At times, they traded with one another. At other times, they fought bitter wars. The first major step toward unification came in the 13th century, when the English crown gradually brought Wales under its control. The process was completed through the Laws in Wales Acts of 1536 and 1543, which integrated Wales into the Kingdom of England and introduced a common legal and administrative framework. Scotland, however, remained an independent kingdom. Everything changed in 1603, when King James VI of Scotland inherited the English throne after the death of Queen Elizabeth I. Becoming James I of England, he ruled both kingdoms in what historians call the Union of the Crowns. Although England and Scotland still had separate parliaments and legal systems, they now shared the same monarch for the first time. A century later, political and economic pressures encouraged an even closer partnership. In 1707, the Acts of Union united the Kingdom of England and the Kingdom of Scotland into a single sovereign state, the Kingdom of Great Britain. A new parliament was established in Westminster, while Scotland retained its own legal system, education system, and church, features that continue to shape Scottish identity today. The Union expanded again in 1801, when the Acts of Union joined Great Britain and the Kingdom of Ireland, creating the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland. Yet history did not stand still. Following decades of political conflict and the Irish struggle for independence, most of Ireland left the United Kingdom in 1922 to form what is now the independent state of Ireland. However, 6 counties in the northeast chose to remain within the Union. Since 1927, the country's official name has been the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Today, England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland each have their own unique identity, traditions, and in some cases, devolved governments. Together, they form a constitutional union that has evolved over centuries rather than being created in a single moment. It is this long and complex journey of cooperation, conflict, compromise, and shared history that gave birth to the modern United Kingdom. The United Kingdom, a nation that shaped the modern world. Part 5. The British Empire and the Industrial Revolution, 6 minutes to 7:45 p.m. By the 18th century, Britain was entering a new era, one that would transform not only the nation itself, but the entire world. Its powerful navy protected expanding trade routes across the Atlantic, the Indian Ocean, and beyond. British merchants, explorers, and trading companies established commercial connections with distant regions, while ports such as London, Liverpool, and Bristol became some of the busiest centers of global trade. At the same time, Britain was building an empire that would eventually span every inhabited continent. At its height in the early 20th century, the British Empire governed territories containing hundreds of millions of people, giving rise to the phrase, "the empire on which the sun never sets." Yet this vast empire left a complex legacy. It helped spread new technologies, transportation networks, legal institutions, and the English language across many parts of the world. At the same time, colonial rule often involved conquest, economic exploitation, displacement of local communities, and struggles for independence. The legacy of the British Empire continues to be studied and debated by historians today. While Britain's influence expanded overseas, another revolution was unfolding at home. In the late 18th century, the Industrial Revolution began in Britain. Factories replaced small workshops, steam engines powered machines that could produce goods faster than ever before. Coal mines fueled industry, while ironworks supplied the materials needed to build bridges, railways, and ships. Inventors and engineers transformed everyday life. The improvements to the steam engine by James Watt made industrial power more practical and efficient. Textile manufacturing became increasingly mechanized, dramatically increasing production. Soon, railways stretched across the country, connecting cities, industries, and people at unprecedented speed. The world's first modern railway systems changed how people traveled, traded, and communicated. British engineering and industrial innovations quickly spread across Europe, North America, and many other parts of the world. Rapid industrialization also brought major social changes. Cities grew rapidly as people moved from rural villages in search of work. While industry created new opportunities and wealth, it also introduced difficult working conditions, overcrowded housing, and environmental pollution, challenges that governments and reformers gradually sought to address. By the 19th century, Britain had become one of the world's leading industrial and economic powers. The foundations of the modern world, from mass manufacturing and rail transport to global trade and technological innovation, were profoundly shaped by developments that began on these islands. The United Kingdom, a nation that shaped the modern world. Part 6. The Monarchy, parliament, and modern government. Few institutions are as closely associated with the United Kingdom as its monarchy. For more than 1,000 years, kings and queens have played a central role in the nation's history, from medieval rulers defending their kingdoms to modern monarchs representing the country on the world stage. The crown has remained one of Britain's most enduring symbols. Today, the United Kingdom is a constitutional monarchy. This means that the monarch serves as the head of state, while the country's laws and day-to-day government are carried out by an elected parliament and a prime minister. At the heart of British democracy stands the Palace of Westminster in London, home to the UK Parliament. Parliament is made up of two chambers, the House of Commons and the House of Lords. The House of Commons is where members of Parliament, known as MPs, are elected by the public. They debate national issues, introduce legislation, and hold the government accountable. The House of Lords reviews proposed laws, offering detailed examination and expert advice before legislation becomes law. The Prime Minister, usually the leader of the political party that holds the most seats in the House of Commons, leads the government and directs national policy. Although the monarch formally appoints the Prime Minister and performs important constitutional duties, such as opening Parliament, granting royal assent to legislation, and representing the nation during state occasions, these responsibilities are carried out according to long-established constitutional conventions and democratic principles. This unique balance between centuries-old tradition and representative democracy has evolved gradually over hundreds of years. One of the defining moments in this evolution came in 1215, when the Magna Carta established the principle that even the king was subject to the law. Over the centuries, reforms continued to strengthen Parliament, expand voting rights, and build the democratic system that exists today. The United Kingdom's parliamentary model has influenced the constitutional development of many countries around the world. Today, while traditions such as the state opening of Parliament, royal ceremonies, and historic pageantry continue to attract global attention, the nation's elected institutions remain at the center of political decision-making. It is this remarkable blend of history, continuity, and democracy that makes the British system of government one of the most recognizable in the world. The United Kingdom, a nation that shaped the modern world. Part 7. Culture, Education, Sports, and Global Influence, 915 to 1045. The United Kingdom's influence extends far beyond politics and industry. It is also one of the world's great cultural and intellectual centers. For centuries, British writers, artists, scientists, and musicians have inspired people across the globe. Among the most celebrated is William Shakespeare, whose plays and poetry continue to be performed in countless languages. His works have shaped literature for more than 400 years and remain timeless expressions of human emotion and imagination. The United Kingdom has also been home to some of history's greatest scientific minds. Isaac Newton transformed physics with his laws of motion and universal gravitation. Charles Darwin changed our understanding of life through the theory of evolution by natural selection. In the 20th century, Alan Turing laid the foundations of modern computer science, while Stephen Hawking expanded humanity's understanding of the universe. Education has long been one of Britain's greatest strengths. Universities such as Oxford and Cambridge are among the oldest and most respected institutions in the world. For centuries, they have attracted students, researchers, and future leaders from across the globe, contributing to discoveries in medicine, science, engineering, economics, and the humanities. British music has also left an unforgettable mark on global culture. From legendary rock bands and classical composers to today's internationally successful artists, music created in the United Kingdom has crossed borders, generations, and languages. The country's influence can also be seen in film, television, theater, fashion, architecture, and design. British creativity continues to shape global entertainment and the arts. And then there is football. Although many forms of football existed throughout history, the modern rules of association football were first standardized in England during the 19th century. From local parks to world-famous stadiums, football has become a defining part of British culture. Today, the Premier League is watched by hundreds of millions of fans around the world, featuring some of the world's finest players and clubs. Alongside football, sports such as rugby, cricket, golf, and tennis also hold a special place in British life. The United Kingdom is a country where centuries-old traditions thrive alongside constant innovation. Its ideas, creativity, and achievements continue to influence classrooms, laboratories, stadiums, theaters, and communities across the world. For a nation of modest size, its cultural impact remains truly extraordinary. The United Kingdom, a nation that shaped the modern world. Today, the United Kingdom remains one of the world's most influential nations. Its economy is among the largest on Earth, with London serving as one of the world's leading financial centers. Across the country, industries including technology, aerospace, pharmaceuticals, renewable energy, creative media, and advanced manufacturing continue to drive innovation and economic growth. British scientists, engineers, entrepreneurs, and researchers continue to push the boundaries of knowledge. From breakthroughs in medicine and artificial intelligence to advances in clean energy and space technology, the United Kingdom remains at the forefront of global innovation. The nation is also home to a rich and diverse society. People from many different cultures, languages, and backgrounds have made the United Kingdom their home, contributing to its vibrant cities, dynamic economy, and cultural life. This diversity has helped shape a modern Britain that continues to evolve while preserving many of its historic traditions. Like every nation, the United Kingdom faces important challenges. Climate change, economic pressures, healthcare, housing, and the rapid pace of technological change are among the issues shaping its future. At the same time, public debate, scientific research, and democratic institutions continue to play a central role in addressing these challenges. On the international stage, the United Kingdom works with partners around the world in diplomacy, trade, scientific collaboration, humanitarian assistance, and global security. Its universities, businesses, museums, and cultural institutions continue to attract millions of visitors, students, and professionals every year. The story of the United Kingdom is not simply a story of kings and queens or castles and cathedrals. It is the story of ideas that reshaped industries, discoveries that expanded human knowledge, writers who inspired generations, engineers who transformed transportation, scientists who explored the mysteries of nature, and ordinary people whose determination helped build an extraordinary nation. From the ancient stones of Stonehenge to the medieval castles of Scotland, from the busy streets of London to the breathtaking coastlines of Wales and Northern Ireland, the United Kingdom is a place where every landscape tells a story, every city preserves a chapter of history, and every generation adds something new to its remarkable journey. Its past continues to inspire, its present continues to evolve, and its future is still being written. This is the United Kingdom, a nation shaped by history, driven by innovation, and remembered for its enduring impact on the world. Thank you for watching.